2023 is here, and with that comes the end of the Sword and Shield era. Should you be looking at any specific Pokemon cards or Pokemon card products to invest in 2023? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You're watching the channel Dr.Applesauce 2. My name's Will. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. I hope you guys know that I love you, God loves you, and that there is an awesome plan for your life. A lot of people ask me in comments and, in Instagram messages and stuff, hey, like, what should I be looking to invest in for Pokemon, and what should I be investing in 2023? I wanted to go over some trends that I've been seeing with the Sword and Shield era and with some of the stuff that happened last year, because we are going into 2023 and going straight into a brand new era of Pokemon and a brand new era of Pokemon cards that creates a very unique and interesting atmosphere. First and foremost, disclaimer, this is just my opinions on trends that I'm seeing, and if you're going to invest in any type of Pokemon cards or any type of trading cards, you need to be prepared to hold on to that product for 5 to 10 years. Okay, if you are really wanting to try and invest in Pokemon cards, which it's a viable thing, a lot of people do it. There's a lot of people out there that buy cards and just hold on to them for a long, long time, and that's what they like to do. If you are wanting to invest, you need to be prepared to hold on to the product for 5 to 10 years. If you are thinking you're going to buy something and turn around and flip it and sell it, in a month or two for double your profits, that is not going to happen. So get that out of your mind. So let's move forward with the grid of, if you're wanting to try and invest in something or add something to your collection that you really, really love, it's going to be something that you need to hold on to for 5 to 10 years before you see any type of, big value increase. And additionally, this is great information if you just want to get into something that maybe you are missing a couple booster boxes, or you're missing that, or you're missing something else, and you want to get into that and, have a couple for yourself before they get crazy expensive. This is a good way to round out your collection with stuff that you want. So let's look at Sword and Shield. Okay, so the reason I want to focus on Sword and Shield, I'm going to be focusing mainly on Sword and Shield because we're going into a new era. We're going into the Scarlet and Violet era. Pokemon is changing, literally changing Pokemon cards with the Scarlet and Violet era. Pokemon cards for English are now going to have silver borders. So there's big changes coming to Pokemon cards, and there's a lot of speculation, and it kind of makes a lot of sense. Is Pokemon going to go through all the trouble once they start churning out silver bordered cards to go back and start churning out a lot of yellow border cards? I think that's a big crux of this whole conversation and this whole situation. I don't see that happening a lot. I see a couple sets that it may very well happen to, but I don't see that happening a lot. So what I think is going to be the best thing to focus on if you're wanting to buy some stuff for your collection, to add some extra booster boxes to your collection, or you're wanting to, attempt to invest in something for a long-term hold of 5 to 10 years, I think focusing on Sword and Shield is where we want to focus. We want to focus on Sword and Shield because of the things that are happening with Scarlet and Violet, and because the vast majority of Sword and Shield booster boxes for this conversation, we're just going to talk about Sword and Shield booster boxes. The vast majority of Sword and Shield booster boxes are really, really affordable right now, and we're starting to see a little bit of growth in all of them. So let's look at Sword and Shield, okay? So basically, Darkness Ablaze, Sword and Shield base, and Rebel Clash, me personally, hard pass. There's nothing wrong with those sets. They have some playable cards in them, but between those three sets, there's really not anything in those sets that you really are searching for as far as a chase. Darkness Ablaze, there is a like $50-$60 Charizard, and then outside of that, there's really not much in there. So those three sets for me personally are a pass, unless you need those to round out the entire Sword and Shield line. Like I have 2 booster boxes of each of them. I would not be looking at those to try and actually be adding something to extra to your collection, or in an attempt and a hope of value increasing, just because there's nothing really in those sets that people want. You have a few cards, but there's no sense in opening and buying those booster boxes to open to chase after something. But outside of those, let's look at some numbers of some sets from Sword and Shield that I think are all pretty good sets, and they all have either alternate art cards or fantastic cards that people want. We got Vivid Voltage sitting pretty around $125 right now. We got Battle Styles, which nobody cares about, but Battle Styles does have some really cool alternate arts in it, over $100 right now. We have Chilling Reign, beautiful alternate arts by the truckloads in Chilling Reign, over around $130 right now. Evolving Skies, the crazy one, over $300 right now on Evolving Skies. Fusion Strike, some great, beautiful alternate arts in Fusion Strike, over $120. Brilliant Stars, almost up to $200. Brilliant Stars has fantastic, beautiful cards in it. Astral Radiance, about $114. Lost Origins and Silver Tempest, two newest sets, are around $125 and $120 each. And what you're seeing with all of these booster boxes, that these are all released within the past 2 years, right, are really affordable booster boxes. The prices are really affordable right now, yet slowly marching upwards. And I think this is something to really pay attention to, because the vast majority of these sets in Sword and Shield, outside of the first three that I mentioned, have fantastic, beautiful alternate art chase cards in them that people are going to want. When we get into Scarlet and Violet, are we going to have a ton of alternate art cards, or are we not? We're not certain yet, right? We know they're going to be doing kind of like that family history growth of a Pokemon set that looks really cool, that they have done a little bit of that in the past, but they're bringing that back. As far as beautiful alternate arts, all these chases that people are going to want, when the boxes are affordable right now, outside of the two sets being Brilliant Stars and Evolving Skies, and combine that with the fact that they are changing from yellow border to silver border, and Pokemon is probably going to be very hesitant to go back and reprint Vivid Voltage, to go back and reprint Chilling Reign, to go back and reprint Fusion Strike, being sets that are 2 years old within booster boxes. Remember, we're talking about booster boxes. I don't see that happening very much. Now, Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars being the two powerhouses that they are, specifically Brilliant Stars and Evolving Skies, they may very well get another reprint just because of as popular as they are. And the newest sets, Lost Origin and Silver Tempest and Astral Radiance, still probably prime for another wave of booster boxes. We don't know. But looking at everything else, even if Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars does restock or reprint again, it's not going to be something that's going to happen over and over and over. Look at Sun and Moon. How often did Sun and Moon booster boxes reprint during Sword and Shield? It didn't really happen very often. We saw some Sun and Moon base Elite Trainer boxes get made available again. We saw lots of Hidden Fates reprinted and made available again. A little bit of Shining Legends around the end of 2020. Outside of that, not a whole lot. And remember, I'm talking sealed product booster boxes. We're not talking about, getting a V box or a collection box that has a pack of Cosmic Eclipse here and a pack of Unified Minds there, and getting Unified Minds on, dollar store packs. We're not talking about that. We're talking about sealed booster box, legitimate reprints that are actually introducing a lot of cards and a lot of product into the market. So when you look at all of that, I really think the things that, if you're wanting to add pieces to your collection that you don't have, or if you're wanting to pick up a case of booster boxes or something to invest in and hold for 5 to 10 years, we should really be looking at Sword and Shield. And Sword and Shield, it's the perfect time for Sword and Shield. Right now, as we're going to go into Scarlet and Violet, and people are going to start to get jazzed about Scarlet and Violet, we're going to go into a new generation, and Pokemon is going to print heavily for Scarlet and Violet to make all the money off of the hype for the new generation. I think Sword and Shield is primed to be something to pick up and hold on to for yourself. I really think any of those sets outside of the first three are things that are going to look really good here in about 2 to 3 years, given the beautiful cards and the nature of the new generation of sets coming out. That being said, some of the specialty sets I think are ETBs in particular, of Shining Fates, Celebrations, and Champion's Path, and then Crown Zenith when Crown Zenith comes out. I think those Elite Trainer boxes are probably going to be cool things to have as well, but those are much larger than booster boxes. 6 booster boxes takes up about the amount of space of 2 or 3 Elite Trainer boxes, but those are sets that were really popular, that had a lot of great cards that you should pay attention to as well. And then another one that I think you should really be watching is the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. Now, the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection dips regularly below $100. That's when I will probably start buying several of them just to hold on to, because I think the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection is a beautiful product. It has a lot of cool stuff in it that people are going to want. I think it was just overpriced. I think like a $90, $99 price point would have been much better, and I think it was overprinted. So I think we may very well start seeing at some big box stores Charizard Ultra Premium Collections for $60, $75 in the future. If we do, that'll be when I buy 10 of them just to hang on to, so I can have some of the cool promos. There's a lot of value inside of that box. So that's kind of like an honorable mention type of thing to pay attention to. But I really think we should be paying attention to Sword and Shields, specifically the sets that I mentioned. But I want to know what you guys think. Like, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Sword and Shield and the things that we should be paying attention to going into 2023 if we're wanting to add to our collection or add some pieces to investments to hold on to for 5 to 10 years. I want to know your opinions. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and when you do all those things and watch the videos all the way through, it helps so very much. And like I always say, my friends, find somebody to love and serve today and be the change you want to see in the world. See you next time.